The main reason is that you don't have the luxury of undo. So it becomes... I mean, and a ballpoint pen is still very forgiving. This is still okay. But it's still better because even if you make a mistake, you have to work with it. So it kind of creates a better mindset when you're designing in general, and this will bleed into your digital drawing or painting or whatever as well, is that you will be more efficient in the way you work. Especially if you do a lot of traditional, you will kind of cultivate a sense of work with what you have and think before you act, right? So think before you put a stroke down on paper, think before you put a stroke down on the canvas, which will ultimately lead into better decision making, because all of this is about decision making, right? Every painting you do, every design you do. So that's essentially why doing things traditionally tends to make you a more efficient designer. Well, I think like this kind of sketching is just because you only rely on what you know and kind of, you know, the basics of head construction and character design. It's more about mileage. So like I wouldn't have a better tip for it. It's more like, but I think the best tip for it is just doing it, right? Because a lot of people always want to know, how do you do this? How do you do this? Well, it's making a lot of these ugly sketches, like a lot of them. I have pages filled with hideous portraits. And I think at some point you kind of find aesthetics you like and stick to. And because essentially my work is character design, right? And especially putting personality into characters is what I love to do. So I tend to have an affinity for that in my sketching as well. It's just more about what I tend to do, what I like to do, what I like to see. And I make a ton of mistakes doing these, right? But I think that's what I like about something like this, like sketchbooking. That's why I advocate for doodling a lot, is you need to get away of the fundamentals a little bit, forget them, right? Or at least test how many you know, and because that's what you'll get when you do these doodle sessions, right? You'll get to learn how much of the fundamentals you actually retain, but you'll also make mistakes and then see how you work with those mistakes. I think that's the most important part of it as well, kind of learning to make some mistakes, because people are always so afraid to make mistakes, and that's something you kind of need to get over to when you do this, like doodle sessions. But something I always remember from what Agmet Alduri said in one of our sessions when he was attending an ArtWod session. He said, pick up your sketchbook and then promise yourself, or give yourself the freedom that the first 10 pages are gonna suck, like just completely suck, because it kind of gets you over that mental hurdle of, hey, whatever I put down on paper here needs to be good. No, I'm truly not that kind of artist. I actually like to be in a very controlled space when I sketch. So you won't see me do crazy things like when I'm waiting at the airport, I won't be sketching, or you know, when I'm sitting in a busy restaurant or when I'm with friends, I won't be sketching. I know there's many artists that do. That's not my thing. When I sketch, I like to be at my desk, or I like to be among friends, you know, when it's like maybe a sketch club or sketch event. I love that, but or like this, lounging. But no, I'm not the guy that carries a lot of sketchbooks. Also, I love drawing on bigger paper, like A3 paper. I have smaller sketchbooks, but to be frank, I really hate them because it's so small. If I have a sketchbook, it's like an A4 at least.